Do you think he'll have a word with Martinelli?
I think he'll have a word. Oh, Martinelli.
I wanted to say, I got my guy right here.
Put that down.
Guys. All I want to say, was he poor last night? Yes. Did he have a good game last night? No. But all I want to say is that Gary Neville, if you see this Gary Neville, bro, what are you doing, bro? I've seen you kick Reyes off the pitch. I've seen you do loads of stuff, Gary Neville. And you want to go on TV and say that you want one of the Liverpool players to batter a 24-year-old for rolling someone off the pitch, who rolled back onto the pitch himself. I was fuming, and I'm even more fuming at this guy for apologising, because apologise to Conor Bradley in private. You don't need to put it on social media. We don't need to see that. Hold your ground, Martinelli, mate. Hold your ground. The only thing I'm angry about is that I've seen Sadio Mane elbow Tierney in the face. I didn't get no apology for that. I've seen Van Dijk stamp on Havertz off the ball. Where was the apology for that? Where are those apologies? As soon as it's an Arsenal player pushes someone off the pitch, you got Gary Neville saying,
Maxine Lacroix last season, remember?
Exactly.
Same thing.
You got Jesus getting sexually assaulted by a Wolves player, getting his bum grabbed. I didn't see no apologies for that. And I'm being serious. Like, Martinelli's getting now. He's got. I'm sure his Instagram comments are filled with God knows abuse. I'm sure even our fans were getting on our own fans, and I get it. If there's a player injured on the pitch,
these two again.
You shouldn't push him off.
This is you saying, isn't it?
But it's a fact. It's an absolute fact. It's an absolute fact that Conor Bradley put himself back on the pitch. It's a fact.
Yeah.
If his leg was broken and snapped in half, Martinelli wouldn't have pushed him. All Martinelli's seen is it's 0-0. The game's nearly finished, and he's seen the player crawl back onto the pitch. So his first thought is obviously
being told by Szoboszlai to do it as well.
Yeah, if you're that injured, you wouldn't crawl back on the pitch. That's obviously in Martinelli's thoughts. Should he have done it? No, I'm not saying he should have done it. But the whole outrage about him doing it is crazy. And the fact you've got a pundit, an ex-player, who's just as bad at kicking and being a little rat on the pitch, Gary Neville, is going on there saying that Liverpool fans should batter him, heaping it on. He's then done a podcast after the game and said Martinelli's a disgrace. The club should intervene with him. He needs a public apology. For what? For what? Big up Martinelli, man. I hope you push him harder next time. Go on, Martinelli.
Do you know what? The only thing I agree with is the Gary Neville thing. Him and Roy Keane. Roy Keane ended Haaland's dad's career. Do you know what I mean? So that was a bit deliberately. But that was a revenge mission, innit? He says. But anyway, forget that. I'll be honest, man. I don't agree. I thought Martinelli let himself down, man. I just thought, and I know people say, he jumps in the air, he lands awkwardly. It looked like a bad one. I get your point, yeah, maybe is he rolling back on the pitch and trying to time waste this, that, the other. It's not down to Martinelli to referee the game. And when you don't know whether a player's seriously injured or not, it's not your responsibility to... He threw the ball at him, then he tried to shove him with his leg, then he pushed him off the pitch. So what if we hear today that he's done his ACL? What are you going to say on the next show?
Then it doesn't affect my opinion at all. I stand by everything I said, because at that point, all Martinelli sees, with hindsight, obviously, like you said, if Martinelli now sees that, oh yeah, he's done his ACL, he's going to feel bad. But in the moment, it's 88th minute or 85th minute, whatever it was, he's seen a player go down and get back onto the pitch.
He didn't actually see him.
That's it.
He actually,
he goes up for throwing,
he's turned away and then he's seen him rolling. So in his defence, Martinelli's not seen the incident and whatever. Like, the one thing that I feel where Martinelli's wrong is he's tried to push him off. He should not get involved with that, like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, yeah, I think he was time wasting, like, you know, and it goes on like I think he threw the ball at his head. It wasn't like nasty. It was just like
dropped it.
When Haaland does it to Gabriel,
it's funny when Haaland done that. When Haaland done that, the Gary Neville's and all that, I think it's funny, like. But when it, you know, it weren't nasty, it weren't vicious, it weren't whatever. It was just being like, come on, get up, mate. Like, that's all he was doing.
For me, you're right. Listen, you are. Martinelli is wrong to do it. But the way the furore over it's way over the top, right? And I'm saying this, right? My thing is this. It's the players in general, all of them. They are always faking injury. I'm not saying that he faked injury.
A Slot said that to me.
But I'm saying that in football, this is why I have no sympathy for a lot of these players, right? I even saw it in the game. Martinelli faked injury in the game. Yeah. Frimpong went down earlier, right?
Saka did.
Right? Frimpong went down earlier in the game. He was on the thing. He's doing, you know, all this thing, this, that.
Yeah. He kicked the floor.
As soon as it was a corner, man got up and run all the way, the whole pitch to get back in formation. These players, game after game, they're faking injury, right? So this is why these things happen, because you don't know whether a player's injured or not. I've seen players, right? The latest one I've seen players doing, which is really, this is a bad one for me. they're faking head injuries. So the ball hits them, the ball hits them in the face or anything. They go down, they hold it because they know the referee's going to stop.
Saka did it last night.
Saka done it,
Right? Now listen, you can get a ball full flush in the face. It hurts. We've all had it, right? And you would go down. But I'm saying there's players now, they're faking in. We've seen it so many times. So that you don't know if a player's done his ACL or if because you'll have a guy rolling around. Yeah. Half of the time when they're just on the ground and they've not moved, that's normally the time when they are properly injured. But most of the time when they're rolling around, and why do you think they brought in that rule that now when you get injured, you have to go off the pitch for 30 seconds? The reason they brought that in is because they recognise that so many players do it to slow the game down, to kill momentum in games, right? That they said, right, you know, if you come off for 30 seconds, you're going to think twice about doing it. And how many players have we seen, even in the game last night and this season, how many times do we see players go down and as soon as the referee says, right, I'm going to get the trainer on, up they get. They're all right again.
You know what?
Too many of them fake injury, and this is the consequence of it last night, where Martinelli's thinking to himself, you ain't injured. I see you rolling back on the pitch, get off.
Do you know the thing I was just saying though, is all them situations you just spoke about, and I agree with you, none of those players were injured. They were wrong, but they were during the game. If that happened to an Arsenal player and a Liverpool player was pushing them, I think they'd be outraged.
It's happened to an Arsenal player. Maxime Lacroix did it when Arsenal played Palace, isn't it? Yeah. It's the same sort of thing. Where he was pushing, was it Saka?
He
pushed him off the pitch.
Hamstring injury.
Pushed him off the pitch. Get on, it's happened.
I'll tell you what, he was out. He was out for 5 months.
Palace.
Yeah, remember?
Saka was out for 5 months. There weren't nowhere near the outrage as what's been for this one. All I hope is that Conor Bradley is a young kid and all that, and I just hope and pray that he hasn't got an injury, like, you know.
But if he has got an injury, it weren't Martinelli's. Who gave him the injury. And to me, like you said, Jack, he's apologised. So what? Move on.
I will say that the worst.
Didn't have to apologise.
Those injuries are the worst ones when there's no one about as well. Like, you know what I mean? If he has done his ACL,
we hope he ain't.
You know,
we hope he hasn't. But too many players, and I'm not saying. Obviously, he hasn't yesterday, and that's what caused the Ferrari, right? Because he hasn't faked. But too many players in games, right? And I'm not just saying Arsenal players do it, Liverpool players do it, United, Chelsea, everyone fake it. How many times have we seen Mourinho go down? Ain't nothing wrong with him, bro. Nothing, right? Too many of them do it, and this is the consequence. This is what happens when people keep faking injuries all the time.
I agree.
Wirtz did it. I remember Gabriel trying to pick Wirtz up.
Pulling his shirt off his head,
and he's like flopping back down like this. You're thinking,
like they've been dead.
Up, man. Like,
you know what I mean?
But it's true, we do it as well. Mourinho
these rugby players must look at players who play football and think, my God, man, I wish I was a footballer. You know what I mean? Like, these guys, they don't get nowhere near the knocks those guys get.
Do you know when I was younger, like, it's a long time ago, like, you know what I mean, when I was growing up and being coached and all that, manager always used to say to me, do not show him you're hurt. Do not show him a weakness. Now it's like they don't mind.
Show him you're hurt. And it's the opposite.
I mean, it's so
different. All these players screaming,
He's never like, you know, if you are hurt, go down a couple of minutes later. Don't show a sign of weakness. But now it's like it's just done.
It's the opposite, isn't it?